Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. My name is Mark. I'm from Skubbs. Company website is here. So what we do is actually we have been developing websites for a lot of companies for many years already. So we want to actually bring this experience down to the masses. Uh, for the basic idea of being able to let everyone be able to get online for personal branding reasons, to bring their business online, to start selling online, because basically the whole atmosphere or the whole environment now has been moving to online sales, um, digital lead generation, meaning that you can get new leads from having a good website, uh, being able to have a good digital footprint, basically. So we want to help you, and one of the ways to do this is actually you actually have your own website. So this series is actually to allow you to set up your new business or existing business online using a simple system called WordPress. WordPress is a content management system, meaning that it just makes it a bit simpler to be able to manage the content that you're putting out on the web. You can put up your pictures, blogs, your product information and all online, so that people can search it. When you go to Google and people are able to find you. So one of the things about this is that we're going to start with a thing called cPanel. So the list down here is actually the items that I'm going to go through. The first thing is about the hosting and cPanel. Hosting is basically where your computer your computer in the cloud sits at, and this means that you are putting your software into a system online, and that software is going to reside on the cloud, and your website is going to be stored there. So one of the things that we are looking at here is actually using a thing called cPanel. So cPanel is like your Windows operating system. It just makes things simple. So once you access your cPanel, you'll be able to see similar to what I am looking at here. One thing to note is that you can even create your own webmail accounts through here. You can manage a few things like email accounts. You can do forwarding email. You can also do autoresponders. So actually, cPanel is actually quite powerful. One of the other powerful things about cPanel is that when you go to the bottom, they have applications that you can do with a quick installer. They have another system called Softculus. You can either use Softculus or WordPress Manager. For this case, I'm using WordPress Manager. Softculus also has a WordPress Manager as well, where you can install your WordPress site. So the good thing about this is that you don't have to know any coding. You just need to be able to install. So all you need to do is go to new site. You can use advanced settings. You can put in your admin name, admin password, email address where it comes from. So one thing to note is that they do have a password strength indicator. So do try to have a good mixture in terms of your password. They also actually will create your MySQL database. So the MySQL database is basically the program space that your website is going to take up. So it's just allocating space. So once you create the site, what you can do is, so I've already created one here. The title is over there. When you go inside the system, they should give you a very basic URL such as this. If you want to access into the back-end system, usually by default is set as wp-admin. Right? Once you click in this, they will ask you for your username and password. So actually, I will show it to you now. Close all of this. We'll come off here first. And what you can see is that once you click in, so let me start again, and you go to the website, it will look something like this, right? So this is basically a WordPress pre-setup, meaning that they already have given you a theme pre-set up in your website itself. And then when you want to access the back panel, you use wp-admin. Okay, put in the username and password that you created earlier. Now once you're in, you will notice there are a few things about WordPress itself. They have a thing called a dashboard. They will have some tips of where you can actually start doing stuff for your website. You can always dismiss this if you don't really find this necessary. You can also clean up your dashboard as well. You go to screen options, and you can remove some of these things. You got a new editor. You can at a glance. Maybe you don't want to see some of these things. Activity might not want to see it now, but we'll just leave it there for now. It's fine. One thing that you want to start with once when you do this is actually you can go to appearance and you go to themes. So a theme itself is how you're controlling your website in terms of what it looks like. So for this, if you want to have a look at the website, open up a new tab, put in the URL. This is what the website currently looks like, right? You can always switch this to one of these other themes which are already available, right? So once you switch the theme and this becomes active, when you refresh this page, likewise, it will also follow the theme that you have set down. So this is the first portion where you're actually setting up the theme. So a theme can be bought. There are a lot of themes which are available online for purchase, and there are a lot of free ones as well. Just take note that the free ones usually will be tagged along with a pro version, meaning the paid version. So this one usually is very basic. They don't enable you to do too much things because they also want to make some money out of it. So one of the first places that you can go to is actually you can use the word customize. So customization is more like localization. It's not really customization as what we think it is, right? You can set the site identity first, right? Site identity meaning that what are you going to call this website? It will affect basically the tab on top here. So you can call this, maybe I will change this to the Skubbs webinar, right? So if I click publish, once you refresh, you will see also it will change. And if you see this small little icon here on top here, you can actually change it. It's your logo. You can actually select a new logo by just doing a drag and drop. Okay, so this is one of the good things about the Honda system. You actually can play around with quite a fair bit of things. Next is your homepage settings. So what is this purpose of this homepage itself? Is it going to be for your latest post? So if it's your latest post, it's usually going to be for your blog posting or your content posting, or you want to make it into a static page. Good thing about static page is that you can create the page here directly. You don't need to wait to go into a specific function and do the creation of the web page. So once you have created your home page, right, what you can do is you can publish it. So as it publishes, meaning that now this site will actually, if you refresh, it will follow this. Skubbs Seminar also is showing up here. This is the theme that you have already set up. Okay, going back here. You can also affect how your header is going to look like. So this one will be your header media. How you want to change your media itself. So you can put a video. You can embed a video on top here. You can change the image. So these are the things that dependent on the theme itself, you can do a few different things. So it's good to explore. The next things that you want to go to is actually you want to go to menu management, where you want to manage your menu itself in terms of where people can navigate to the various pages. So this is actually affected by going to appearance and then you click menu. So to create a simple menu, you can just name it anything that you like at this moment in time. So I'll just call this main. Create menu. Click home. And then you add it to the menu. So now home will appear here. Right? And then what you can do is you can actually click these following items here, so that every time you add in a new page, a new item will be automatically added to your menu as well, so you don't have to go back and redo it again. So once you clear and you save menu, now you can go back to the main site. You should be able to see that now home is actually here. Okay, so this is the way the system is structured. So when you refresh, likewise you see home will appear here. So as you add pages, you will have more at the site. So this is always the beginning stages of a website anyway. So one of the things about WordPress is that it actually has a very good following of different plugins that you can use. So plugins are like small little add-on programs or add-on modules for your system. So one of the things that I usually will do is that one of the first few things that I will add is that I don't want people to see what I'm doing in terms of constructing my website, because you know, you are experimenting, you're trying out. So maybe you want to install one of these plugins. One of the suggested ones is what we call under construction. You know, when you go to certain websites and they're you know, they're doing a revamp of the website and all, they will have this under construction sign. So the same thing, right? You can actually get that done. So I usually will pick up one. So any of these plugins that you choose, always try to make sure that they are compatible with your current version of WordPress. If they are not, sometimes they do get broken and they get they may make your site look a bit funny, or it may crash. So once you install, wait a moment, it's running the installer. So it's always install, then you activate. If you do not activate, you just have installed it, it won't work. So it's a bit of a wait, depending on the size of the plugin itself. So some plugins are really small. If they are small enough, they will take a very short while to load. If they are big, then they take a bit longer. So while waiting for this, one of the things that you can do is you can also go back and have a look around your site, right? You can see that, you know, they have this, they have links, right? So you can see that they actually have quite, it's a very simple basic site, but it's actually quite nice. Let's wait a while for this. So do post your comments if you need any help. We are on standby. I have some of my team ready to answer any of your queries in terms of installing your website and everything like that. We are glad to help you. Okay, this is taking a while. Okay, now once you activate it, once you activate it, you will notice that there is this new thing called under construction at the top. For this is also, again, a lot of plugins, even though free, give you very basic functionality. If you want to have it very precise, or if you want to control the functionality, then you have to buy the paid one. So once you turn on under construction mode, if you go back to your site here and you refresh, you will notice that they will have this pop-up will appear. So other people will see this, right? If you preview the under construction page, people will see this, right? So anytime they look at your URL, this is what they will see. They have no choice. They won't be able to do anything else. But if you want to enter in, you just click the WordPress sign, and then you'll be in. But this, you really need your login details to be able to get into this portion. So now you've already created your website. You have already set up part of the minor settings and all for your website itself, right? So the next thing is actually, how do you create your first page on the website? So we will always start with home, because home page is always the main focus that we go to all the time. So how to access that? You go to pages, you go to all pages. The one that is determined or set as your front page will be the one that people see. So this was an earlier one that I created, but this one I do not want it anymore, so I can trash it, right? And then this is the one I want to edit. So by clicking home, you can actually edit the thing. So another good thing about WordPress is that a lot of it is just direct typing, right? Alright, very simple, straightforward. Type, enter in. Then if you want to see what it looks like, you go to the front page and you click refresh. Right, there you go. So this is just a basic website where you're creating some content, you're putting in some stuff. You can actually also put in media meaning that you can put in pictures, you can put in video, you can put in audio. You can create a gallery. So there are a lot of things that you can do. You can even create URLs and all. This is still a very basic site where you can do very basic kind of functions, but you'll be able to at least start up and experiment and see how you can actually play around with the whole entire system. So the thing that you need to know that is that once when you have, so for instance, okay, wait, let me go and create a new page by itself. Okay, so one of the pages that we want to create most of the time when we are doing a website is going to be a contact us page, because well, you want people to contact you, so you want to create that. So by adding new, we can call this page contact us. Right, so this is the new page that you're creating. You can either save it as a draft. If you save it as a draft, means it's a draft. It doesn't go online. You won't be able to find it. Right, so you can save the draft first. You can even preview what the page will look like. So preview again doesn't mean that it's up online. Basically, as you're constructing it, you can still see it. Right, so this is the page, what it's going to look like in terms of the preview. You can still adjust this. Say my location. You can open up the toggle bar. You can create this with a different type of header. There are some preset headers inside here, and maybe you want to put in the location itself. Just creating anything that I like first. Right. You can also, so you can create the my location. Again, you can preview at any time. Preview will just give you a brief insight of where you're going to. You can also put things like my email or contact information. And then you can give it a header, and you can put in your information. So for me, would be right. And then if you want to create this as a link, you can insert link and then mail to. Once you click this, it will actually create it as a link. Now you can actually publish it. So once you publish it, it will actually be on your site. But remember, the site is still under construction, so people won't see it, but you can test it still. So if you go here and you click refresh, two things you will notice. Contact Us now has created a separate page by itself. And also once you click this, it will actually bring you here, and your email now becomes clickable. So this is, you're creating your first page, and also you'll be able to publish your first page. You can also create multiple pages. You can also take out an image. So one place to do that is actually if I go to Google Maps. Right. I am using Opera, so I can steal a screen. Or rather, wait, let me take a picture. So one thing I love about WordPress is that you'll be able to do drag and drop in terms of creating your location, or rather your images and all. You can do drag and drop. Okay, and then once maybe go inside here, back to the back end. Now, for instance, I want to add that map inside here, so I add media. I select file. File for it to go. So there, the load is there. Click insert, click update, and refresh. And now you will also see the map down here. So dragging and dropping in terms of WordPress is quite easy. You can do quite a fair bit. So this is basically how you do your initial setup for a WordPress site, how you are able to do some basic localization settings, how you're able to manage your menu, how you can add a plugin, and how you can also create your first page. I hope this has been helpful. I hope that you all do try it as well. Do drop us a line if you are having any issues. We are glad to try to assist you online as well. And hit us up. Pass us some comments. Let us know how this video has gone and which areas or which things that you think that we can help you in terms of getting your business online. Thank you and hope to see you again.